Alright, welcome back, guys. This is episode 2 of this little series that we're doing. I think for this episode at least, I should try advancing some more. Last episode, I talked a lot about overstimulating media. I kind of felt like talking about kind of just like personal growth today. What that's kind of looked like for me in my life. I wouldn't say like give advice. Oh, look, iron. I wouldn't really say like give advice because I don't think I should be someone that's giving out too much advice. But I do like to give my own personal life experiences. I think that's pretty interesting. So I guess a good starting point would kind of be where I'm at right now. So at this very moment in time, I'm kind of starting my own company. It's mostly just like landscaping, minimal landscaping. Oh, a cave. Hello. Lots of spiders. I hear a witch. Which is honestly, in my opinion, not very difficult. It can actually be sort of satisfying just doing the work, seeing how it can transform the look of a house. Honestly, it's a satisfying. And after all the jobs that I've kind of worked in my life, I was offered by my brother-in-law if I'd want to work with him and basically do exactly what I'm doing now, but for him, for between 15 to 18 the hour. So I don't know, I thought to myself for a bit and I was like, why would I do that for someone else? Something that I can do myself. And it has been a struggle finding work. Besides from my family kind of giving me pity work that they honestly could do themselves, but they'd rather just send over to me since they know that I need the work. Aside from that, really, it's just been basically not much of anything coming in. I'm basically teaching myself how to do marketing from scratch, which is difficult. I found that although I'm not working, there's so much stuff that I could be doing to put forth effort towards a business that doesn't require me actually going out and doing exact work. But like, I created a website. I've been teaching myself kind of like digital design, so I'm running Facebook ads, right? So I have Facebook ads running as well. I've created 2 different ads, been running them for around 2 weeks now. Today, later in the day, I'll probably be going and putting up posters around my town. Another poster that I designed myself, and then hopefully after that, I'll be looking forward to making some yard signs and placing them around my family's houses, since they're really scattered throughout my town. We don't live in one area altogether or in one house altogether. We're kind of scattered all throughout town. Like, am I not clicking this right? Like the thing is going down, right? And I'm catching the fish, right? I know how to fish. I found out through my girlfriend that Office Depot is the way that I could go for making those yard signs and posters, making them look a little bit more professional. So I went ahead and did that. But obviously I'm the one designing it all. It's been like a real challenge, but at the same time it's been a true learning experience to be able to hopefully in the future be able to say like, yeah, I built this company basically myself, like I ran everything, I started everything, I did all the work at first, like I was on my own a lot, learning all of this, and I'm self-taught in this entire sense. I'm at least not going into it fully blind. I do have some form of marketing experience, I do have sales experience, and I do have work experience for landscaping. So I'm not going in 100% blind. I've had a good idea of what I needed to do to be able to get to the point where I want to be. The only thing I've struggled with has just been actually getting consistent work. That's been my main issue. For example, I have over like 5,000 views on just my Facebook posts, not counting advertisements. So it's just 5,000 views off of what I've posted on Facebook through the company account. Like, that's success in a certain extent, you know? Like, if that leads to even just one job, then it would have paid off itself. So I don't know, I think it's just like it's a really interesting thing trying to create something. I've never really had to work this hard to get something off the ground before. Like I mentioned in the past video, I had YouTube channels in the past that I worked a lot for. I had YouTube channels that I posted a lot on in the past when I was younger. But this level of like business development I had never really tried before, and it was extremely interesting. And I'm mostly just blessed for the position that I am with my family. Lucked out in the sense of where I was born, how I was born, the family I was born into, that allows me to have the opportunity to give it a shot at this business without running too much of a risk of, if I fail, dead broke on the street. It's a different level of like, I don't really want to say high, but it's like a high basically that you get when you do land the job, when you do go out and work, when you do get that paycheck. And just knowing that you deserve this because you put in the effort to make and create all of this, and you still put in the effort to go and do the work. So it's not like you're scamming anything. You literally put in all the work and all of this to be able to go out and just do that job for that one person, and for them to like the job and pay you. It's a real sense of accomplishment that comes with that. And that's honestly been a really big motivational point for me, because I've landed, technically, off of just everything I've done, I've technically only landed one job. But even that one job went amazing. That one job was fun. That one job was still a learning experience. I was still learning how to do my job to the best of my abilities. I went out and I did it alone, and it went good. The person liked me. The person was happy with the job. It was just an overall good job. And I got paid $150 for maybe like an hour and a half to 2 hours of work. So that's extremely good, right? But I mean, it's not like I haven't failed in the past. I think the level of success that I'm reaching with this company, and the level of, I'd say, like potential that I've set as the groundwork for this company, has all came from my past experiences and the work I've put in the past. I got my first job at like 16 years old or so, right around when I got like my permit to start driving, so I could use that as identification. I started driving. I was in high school, right? Because I was 16, whatever. I don't know exactly what year that lands on. Maybe like my sophomore or junior year, probably junior year. Well, that form, I was getting paid minimum wage at a movie theater, and honestly, that showed me how much like I actually did enjoy working. I did enjoy the people I worked with and everything. It was a fun job. I love filmmaking. I make videos. But I enjoyed it a lot. I worked there for maybe like 7 months, 8 months maybe. And then I got a second job while working that job while still being in high school. So that was kind of like my weekday job. My second job would be mostly on the weekends, but it paid around like $2 more or something like that per hour. And that one was at Chipotle. Right at the end of that school year, I had to do an internship where I basically became a social media marketer for this one company that just helped troubled children. They were like a skate park / like sanctuary, I guess, for these kids. I made ads for them. I made little advertisements for them. They gave me a lot of high quality programs and equipment to work with. I got to use actually high definition cameras, basically the highest level of Premiere Pro that is offered. Different applications that came with like presets and stuff like that. I don't know. I just got to do a lot of cool stuff through that. I think before I got my first job, I tried drop shipping with a bunch of my friends. So we tried making a really funny company. We created like this company called Sparrow Shipping. We had a really goofy looking website, a really goofy looking logo, and really goofy items being sold on that website, and we just tried promoting it anywhere we could. It was really funny. So yeah, I feel like experiences like that really shaped what I'm creating now, what I'm working on now, what I'm trying to make now. Because then I have a lot of sales experience as well. Not a lot, actually. I tried selling credit card processing units. I got hired literally through a full online company, and I never sold one unit. Tried doing it for like a month, kind of failed. So I let it be because I needed money, and I worked at like a flour factory after that. But that all was really fun too. Like all these different experiences kind of shaped exactly what I liked. I realized that I wasn't really the type to enjoy sitting down for long periods of time while working. I like to be up and moving more. I realized that I enjoy human interaction because then I sold windows door to door for this company called Renewal by Anderson. That one really showed me how much I really enjoyed that human interaction. It was really fun meeting all these different versions of people. I got yelled at. I got cursed out a lot. Like that's just normal. People don't really like people knocking on their doors and trying to sell them something, but I mean it was like rejection therapy, you know? Every day we'd have to go and knock maybe over 200 doors in your little neighborhood, your zone you were given, and there'd be days where you just heard over 200 no's. I'm stealing these llamas. So yeah, like all these experiences, all these past jobs really showed me exactly what my goal was in life. So like it puts into perspective like the potential, but also the hard work that needs to go into it to create something of your own. But once you're able to create something that's your own, it's a different form of accomplishment when you create something that's yours. Yeah, we got llamas now. I think that all amounts to what defines you and your personal growth. I know that those experiences, those jobs, all the jobs I worked, realize that there's a lot of money to be made there. If you can make someone's life easier by doing a job for them, then they'll usually pay to have their life be easier, just because it's more convenient than doing it yourself, right? And that's really been my experience in terms of work for personal growth. There's obviously a lot more that goes into personal growth, like that doesn't involve anything in correlation to work. But that's not really the topic today. For now, I think just focusing on work, focusing on business creation, focusing on all this stuff is just interesting. Just hearing someone's point of view on it, hearing someone's experience when it comes to it. I have a lot of family members, a lot of friends that have been working years in one particular business, one line of work that they could basically just be considered professionals in. And in my point of view, I always wonder, like, why haven't you set up your own thing, you know? If you understand how to do it, you're good at what you do enough to be in the industry for years, why don't you try to do more with it? Why wouldn't you, like, attempt to create something that's your own? Make, like, not even just thinking about the money, but just thinking about, like, creating something that's yours. I think that holds so much value. But a lot of people neglect that fact, that or maybe just don't really care for it, or just don't value it as much as I don't find as much value as I do when it comes to that sort of thing. But I think there's a lot of pride, and not bad pride, but there's a lot of pride that can come with creating something that's your own. What the fuck is going on? But like I was saying, there's a lot of pride that can go into that kind of thing. But a lot of good pride where you can take pride in your work, pride in something you created, and understand that this is something you built from the ground up. This is something you deserve. I think that I would want my legacy to be something more, be something, maybe even not more, but maybe just something I made, I created. I think there's a lot more value in that than a lot of people tend to consider. And I know a lot of people don't really have the opportunity, although they might have the want. A lot of people don't really get the opportunity to. Financial situations don't allow it, family situations don't allow it, but honestly, I believe if you have the opportunity to try to create something, if you're younger, if you don't have any bills, if you don't have to, all this other stuff that could help you, just like if you're just making money and you're just saving money, or you're just making money in high school through like a regular job, try creating something. The worst that can do is you fail and you go back to the job you were at. You know, if you're still living with your parents, like take advantage that you're not paying rent, take advantage that you're not paying your food yet, take advantage you're not paying bills yet, and just fail. Go out and fail. Get a feel for what the world is, get a feel for how people are, get a feel for how you interact with everybody, learn everything. And it's just, there's so much personal growth that can be made in such a little amount of time. You don't need a lot. Go out and fail. Failure is a great teacher. Again, I failed selling credit card processing units, but in the span of a month, I was one of the best salesmen selling windows. Completely 180 on how good I was with sales, what I thought I could do with sales, how good I thought I was at sales. You know, it's just completely flipped it upside down, and it was just because I tried it again. It was just because I said, fuck it, like, let's do it again. Let me go fail again. You know, the worst that can happen, at least this time I make my hourly, because the credit card processing was fully based off commission. So if I never sold anything, I never made any money. But yeah, I mean, go out and grow. Nobody else can force you to grow. Nobody else can cause personal growth on you, in terms of work and business and creating something that's yours besides yourself. So if you have the opportunity, do it. But yeah, that's basically all. Thanks for watching. See y'all in the next one.